So we have seen keywords. We have discussed the important keywords. But one thing we have not done is we have not seen an example or a demo code of keywords. The reason is that the rest of the training, the first part at least, is going to discuss different keywords: if, else, while, def. Every keywords we have seen, we will discuss. So that is the training is all about, at least most part of it. So we are not going to see specific example. We will see all of them, all of the keywords later. So next concept we're going to discuss is operations. Again, couple of operations we have seen, the assignment operation. We will see some more operations in Python in this session. So like in the case before, let's start with code rather than slide. Then we will discuss the concept after discussing the code. So this particular line number 1, is very familiar to you. So you have seen this before. There is a variable a, and we are using assignment operator to put value 10 into it. We have seen this before. So we are keeping 10 inside a bag named a. So that is what is happening in this line. B is not different, line number 2. Instead of 10, we are putting 20 into B. So there are 2 variables. So we have 2 bags with 2 different numbers. We are using assignment operation for that. Now what we are doing is we are having line number 4. Line number 4, what it does is it is adding A and B. So A plus B. It is taking the sum of A and B and putting it into C. So the first operation is performed is A plus B, which is taking precedence here, and assigning it to C. It could have been the other way as well, but in this case, A plus B is done first. So it is not like C equal to A first and then adding B. No, it is A plus B first and then assigning it to C. So the other possibility is C equal to A, assigning A to C, and then adding B. That is not happening here. A plus B and then assigning it to C. And then we are printing it out here. So we will execute the program later. Like that, we have a couple of different operations. This is the multiplication. So A star B and assigning it to D, and we are printing here. This is division. So we have B by A. This is a division, and assigning it to E. It's a different variable again. So we have different variables for different operations here. E, F, G, H, I, different variables. And this is subtraction right here, A minus B, and assigning it to F and printing it. Line number 16, this is interesting. We have seen this before, but didn't get into the details of it. So this is a different type of operation right here. So equal to equal to. So this is a comparison operator. So this is checking whether A is equal to B. If A equal to B, this is going to be a Boolean true. So we have seen bool. Bool is a type of literal which can have only 2 values, either 0 or 1. It's a binary. It's either on or off. So this, based on the result, if A equal to B, if A and B have the exact same value, this highlighted part will become true, which means it'll become 1 or true. If it is not the case, it'll become false. Bool can have 2 states like I mentioned, either on or off, true or false, whatever you call it, 1 or 0. Only 2 states it can have, true or false. Now, if A and B is different, it'll become false. In this case, A and B, A is 10 and B is 20. So this whole thing will become false, and G will have a false. So we will see that when we debug, when we print this. This is also very similar. It's again a comparison operator. So it is checking instead of equal to. So it was checking whether A is equal to B. This is checking, what is this checking? It is checking if A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, then again true or false. The result is going to be either true or false. So let's see that A is 10 and B is 20. So is A greater than B? False. It is not greater than B. B is 20. So this is also going to be false. Now this statement, it is checking whether if A is less than B. And in this case, A is indeed less than B because A is 10 and B is 20. So this whole thing is going to be true. Yes, it is true. So let's see the execution of this. I'm going to put a breakpoint here and I'm going to press F5. Let me remove this watch. In this case, I'm going to use the locals. I have a lot of variables. You can put the different variables here if you want in the watch, but in this case I'm going to be a little lazy and use another window here called locals. In this case I have assigned A equal to 10 and B equal to 20. That is already there in the memory. So this is the in-memory state of the program. This is actual value of A and B inside memory right now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this particular statement. So this statement has not executed yet. So let's look at the print. So there is nothing printed here. So this statement has not executed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button, step over. You can press F10 as well. And C has appeared here with a value 30, which is A plus B. And I'm yet to print C. C has not printed yet. So this line is yet to execute. I'm going to execute that line. Now it has printed 30. Remember, I'm not executing the program in one shot. We are debugging. I can execute the program in one shot if I want, but for teaching purposes, I'm executing it line by line. Now again, there is no D. D is going to be created here. So variable is getting created. C has this value. I'm going to execute. Now A into B or A star B is 200, 10 into 20, and D has that value. We are yet to print. I'm going to print it here. So 200 is printed. Now B by A, as you can see, this is 2.0. This is interesting because this was a decimal and this is a float. So Python already converted that E into a float because the result is a float. This is the magic of programming languages like Python. It automatically found out that you are doing a division operation and it could be a decimal places is needed. But in programming languages like C, this automatic conversion doesn't happen. So that's where Python is easier than most of the programming languages. But it has its own cost, which we will discuss a lot later in the course. But there is an automatic conversion has been done to float. Until now, we were all dealing with integers, but this E is a float type variable and Python has done it internally, knowing our requirements automatically. Now I'm going to print it. It has printed right here. Now F A minus B, it is minus 10. No surprise, I'm going to print it. A minus B is printed, minus 10. Now this is the one which is of our interest. G has false. So this false right here, it's not a string. So this let me click here so that you can see the color of it. So this is not a string. So this is the literal value. So false is a keyword. This is a literal value of a Boolean variable. So the value of that variable is false. Why it is false? Because this statement is incorrect. It is checking whether A is equal to B. The answer is false. That is the answer which is coming here. Very, very important to understand, especially when we deal with conditions, if-else conditions, which is going to come up very soon in this course. So very important to understand this one particular point. A equal to B means we are checking whether the value of A is equal to B. If it is true, this is going to be true. If it is going to be false, this is going to be false. Only two states possible: binary, complete binary. No other values are possible. So this is not a string. It is a Boolean literal. I'm going to print it out. It is going to print as a string right here, but it's not a string. Now again, next comparison. So that is also false, like we discussed. A greater than B, which is false because A is not greater than B. So this statement is a false. This is an incorrect statement. A is not greater than B. We are printing false. Again, next one. So we are checking A is less than B. So let's see that. So I is true. So this is a true statement. A is indeed less than B. So we are printing it out again. So we have printed and the program ended. Sorry, it rhymed, but that's what happened. So one quick modification I would like to make is I'm going to make this 10 and remove this breakpoint and put it here. And I'm going to execute it again. The program has executed till here because my breakpoint is here. I removed from here and I put it here. Now A is indeed equal to B. So both are 10. A and B both are 10. Both has the same value because I changed it here. Now what we're going to get? G equal true because A is equal to B. So that statement is true. So we got it. Next, both of these statements are going to be false because both of the statements are not true. So we got false because it is not even greater or less. Now there is greater than or equal to is there. It's another comparison operator. Or less than or equal to is there. So we will see that in the slides. So we have seen different operators. Not all of them. There are so many more operators out there. We will see them one by one, hopefully in the future presentations. But just to give you a picture of what an operation is. Let's get back to the slide and discuss a couple of points before we move on.